put my car into drive, my vision clouded by tears. Where am I supposed to go? What should I do? Jacob wrecked my life over one foolish mistake. My phone buzzes. It's Amy, once again. Come bail me out. We'll show them they can't defeat us. Men always stick together, and so do we. Then a message from Jacob. The clock passes midnight as I scrub dishes in the kitchen. The harsh fluorescent light casting shadows over the granite countertop. My wife, passed out upstairs after 3 glasses of wine, lies deeply asleep. What started as a casual evening with her best friend Amy is now a distant memory. I remember Amy stumbling up the stairs, laughing like a teenager. I should have seen it coming. 10 years of marriage, and Amy has always been a constant presence in the background of our life. Like an uninvited shadow, she barges into private moments, dominates group dinners, and fills my inbox with endless social media messages, which I never respond to, dismissing her behavior with a smile and a quick excuse. She means well, she says, but I remember Max's face when Amy interrupted a private conversation about fertility struggles. The way his wife's eyes welled up in response to Amy's insensitive comment about women's roles in life. The sound of footsteps on tiles snaps me out of my thoughts. Amy stands in the doorway, wearing only her underwear, a seductive smile I assume she believes is enticing. "Oh, I didn't realize you were still awake," she says with feigned surprise. My stomach churns. "Put some clothes on, Amy," I say. But instead of listening, she moves closer, her movements exaggerated. "Don't pretend you haven't noticed me," she says, and I nearly drop the dish in my hand. "Stop, no, come on, Jacob," she continues, reaching for my arm. I step back, but she follows. "We both want this." "Get away from me," I shout, my voice echoing off the walls. "This isn't happening." She lunges forward, grabbing between my legs. In a blur of pure instinct, I strike her face with my fist before I can even comprehend what's happening. She stumbles backward, clutching her eye, her mouth forming a shocked "oh." "You hit me," she screams. "You hit me." Her voice pierces the quiet house, and I raise my hands in defense. "You attacked me. I defended myself." "Liar!" she shrieks as she backs toward the door, tears streaming down her face. "You try to force yourself on me. I'll tell everyone what you did." My blood runs cold. "Nobody will believe you," I mutter, my voice cold. Her laugh sounds insane. "Everyone will believe me," she snaps, before running out of the kitchen. The sound of the front door slamming behind her jolts me into action. My fingers tremble as I grab my phone and text Max. "Need your help. Emergency." Within moments, messages flood our group chat. And Amy's version of events paints me as a predator, herself as the innocent victim. My phone buzzes with messages from friends picking sides. Some defend me, pointing to Amy's history of drama, while others stay silent or criticize me. When I climb the stairs to our bedroom, I find my wife curled up, clutching her phone. The sharp scent of wine fills the room. "We need to talk," I say, my voice cracking. She doesn't move. "Get out. Please, let me explain." I said, "Get out." She throws a pillow at my head. "How could you do this to me?" Her voice slices through me, cutting deep. After 10 years together, she chooses Amy's word over mine without hesitation. I retreat to the guest room, collapse onto the bed fully clothed, and stare at the ceiling until the morning light begins to break through the windows. The new day brings no clarity. My wife remains locked in our bedroom, while my phone continues to be bombarded with accusations and judgments. I think about calling Amy's ex-boyfriend, wondering if he might have experienced similar situations. But I wonder if anyone would believe him over her. The walls of our home seem to close in with every passing hour. This is the life I built. But now it feels like a prison filled with Amy's false accusations and my wife's deafening silence. I scroll through years of ignored Instagram messages from Amy, all documenting her persistent efforts to engage me in private conversations. Each message strengthens my case, but it also highlights how long I ignored the warning signs. I should have confronted this behavior years ago, set firm boundaries. But I stayed quiet for her sake, and now everything I've worked for is crumbling. The sound of a door opening upstairs sends me scrambling to my feet. This is my chance to make her understand. But when I step into the hallway, she walks past me as if I don't exist. Her eyes are red, but her determination is unwavering. The front door shuts softly behind her, leaving me alone with the weight of the false accusations. Later, I sit on my bed staring at my phone. Amy's message burns into my mind. Accusations about Jacob, my husband of 10 years. My stomach churns, but it's not from the wine. Memories flash. Amy's window sliding open at midnight. Her hand pulling me to safety. Her family taking me in after my father's fists drove me from home. I owe her everything. Get out! I yell as I storm downstairs. Pack your things and leave! Jacob stands in the kitchen doorway, arms crossed. This is my house, and I'm not going anywhere until you listen. Listen to what? More lies? I shout, my words ragged. Amy would never make this up. Never. His face hardens. 15 years of friendship blinds you. You don't see what she really is. The group chat explodes with messages. Friends split into factions, half defending Jacob, half calling for blood. I scroll through message after message, my loyalty to Amy a fortress around my heart. She saved my life. She gave me a home when I had nothing, I think. A sister in everything but blood. You're choosing her over me? Jacob's voice cracks. Your husband of 10 years, and you're choosing her over me? My phone buzzes again, this time with a call from Amy's ex-boyfriend, breaking months of silence. Screenshots flood the group chat. Texts, dates, accusations. A pattern emerges. Each incident nearly identical. Amy rejecting him, crying assault, retracting her statement when evidence appeared. Ask her about the security cameras, he writes. Ask her why I really left. My hands shake as I dial Amy's number. Tell me the truth, I say. Silence stretches across the line, and then she speaks. I'm sorry, Annie. I wasn't thinking straight. Jacob, he didn't do anything wrong. The confession shatters my world. She admits to everything, admits to the lie. My phone slips from my fingers, falling to the floor. Jacob watches me from across the room, his face a mask of both pain and vindication. We can fix this, I say, pushing food around my plate at dinner. Amy made a mistake. She's going through a rough time since Ked left. You understand, right? A mistake, Jacob scoffs. She tried to seduce me, then accused me of assault, and you believed her without question. But she confessed, I say, reaching for his hand. He pulls away. Clear. You tried to throw me out of my own house. You chose her over me based on nothing but her word. She's like my sister, I say, my voice shaky. She saved my life, and that gives her the right to destroy our marriage. Jacob pushes back from the table. You want to pretend nothing happened? Keep having her over, keep going to lunch, keep acting like she didn't try to tear us apart? She needs me. I reply automatically, years of loyalty speaking through me. And I needed you, Jacob whispers, his voice breaking. I needed my wife to trust me, to believe in me, to choose me. He walks away, leaving me alone with my cold dinner and even colder realizations. I pull out my phone again. Amy's name lights up the screen. 3 new messages, begging for forgiveness, promising change. My finger hovers over the reply button, but then the sound of the guest room door closing echoes through the house. Jacob's pain radiates through the walls, a silent accusation. I should end this friendship, cut ties completely, but Amy's face fills my mind. Her tears streaming down her teenage cheeks as she bandaged my wounds. Her family, always ready to take me in. 15 years of secrets and survival. I type a response. We'll get through this. 2 weeks pass in our hollow home. Each morning I hope today will be different. Each night I fall asleep, knowing nothing has changed. The chatter about Amy over breakfast, lunch, and dinner is constant. Reminders of the betrayal she refuses to acknowledge. My wedding ring feels heavy on my finger as I meet friends at Murphy's bar. The familiar scent of hops and whiskey offers no comfort tonight. Max raises his glass in greeting. With sympathy in his eyes, he opens his mouth. But before he can speak, the door bursts open. There you are, her voice rings out, carrying across the bar. Heads turn and conversations halt. Hiding from me again? I keep my voice low. Not now. Why not? She demands, throwing her arms wide, her voice rising. I'll tell everyone how you're overreacting, how you can't move past one tiny misunderstanding. The bar falls silent, my friends shifting uncomfortably in their seats, avoiding eye contact. The shame burns inside me, not from her words, but from her need to publicly humiliate me. A misunderstanding. My voice shakes. Your best friend sexually assaulted me, accused me of rape, and you're calling it a misunderstanding. Oh, please, she rolls her eyes, playing to the audience. She apologized. Why can't you move on? That's it. The last shred of my patience snaps. I stand up, the chair scraping against the wood, because my wife chose her attacker over me. Don't be so dramatic. I'm done. The words ring with finality. I'm selling the house. Move out by the weekend. Her mocking smile falters. What? I've already contacted a realtor. The listing goes live tomorrow. You can't do that. Panic replaces her bravado. That's our home. Was our home. I drop cash onto the table for my untouched drink. Now it's property to be divided in the divorce. The word divorce hits her like a physical blow. She stumbles back, reaching for support. You don't mean that. I do. My voice remains steady, despite the storm in my chest. I'm moving out this weekend. No! She grabs my arm, her fingers digging into my skin. You can't leave me. We can fix this. I pry her fingers off. There's nothing left to fix. She follows me into the parking lot. Please, Jacob, I love you. We can go to counseling. I'll stop talking to Amy. Anything you want. I wanted my wife to believe me, I say. But the night air carries my words away. I wanted you to choose me over her. You didn't. Her tears start right on cue. The same tears she's used for 2 months to try and erase her betrayal. You're being cruel. Cruel? I spin to face her. Cruel is watching my wife laugh with a woman who tried to destroy our marriage. Cruel is hearing you dismiss my trauma because you can't admit your precious Amy made a mistake. And you made yours. I unlock my car and open the door. I'll have my lawyer contact you about everything. She throws herself against the door, preventing me from closing it. You can't do this to me. Where am I supposed to go? Go stay with our precious friend Amy, I spit, the words tasting bitter. She's more important to you anyway. Her fist pounds against my window as I drive away. Her screams fade into the night. My phone lights up with messages from her family and friends, all demanding explanations. I silence it without reading. The hotel key feels strange in my hand. The sterile white walls and generic art greeting me in this temporary refuge as I dismantle my life. I pull out my laptop, my fingers hovering over the keyboard. Property listings blur before my eyes. My phone buzzes again. It's Amy's mother this time, promising to talk sense into me. I block the number. One by one, I block her sisters, cousins, and mutual friends who took sides. Each click of the button feels like cutting a thread, releasing me from their web of manipulation. The realtor's contract appears in my email, its simple words poised to end 10 years of memories. The authorization to sell. I hover my cursor over the signature line. In our bedroom closet, her dress from our first date still hangs. In the kitchen drawer, the silly love notes I used to leave in her lunch are still there. 10 years of life together reduced to assets and liabilities. I sign the contract. The confirmation email arrives instantly. Tomorrow, strangers will walk through our home, measuring rooms and assessing value. They won't see the chalk mark on the kitchen wall where we tracked our nephew's height. They won't know about the dent in the living room floor from when we dropped our first Christmas tree. My wedding ring catches the hotel's fluorescent light. I slip it off, letting it fall into my pocket. The pale band on my finger remains, a mark of what was lost, not by Amy's actions, but by my own choices. I lie back on the unfamiliar bed, staring at the ceiling. Tomorrow, I'll start looking for a new place to live. Tonight, I'll let myself mourn the death of a marriage killed by blind loyalty and broken trust. The court order sits crumpled on the coffee table, legal words demanding I vacate within 24 hours. Jacob won't answer my calls, won't respond to my texts. His lawyer speaks for him now, cold and detached. Men are such babies, Amy spits into her wine glass. She lounges on my couch, her third drink of the morning in hand. One little misunderstanding, and they blow everything out of proportion. I can't believe he's doing this to me, I say, my voice cracking. 10 years together, and he throws it away over nothing. That's what they do. Amy waves her glass, wine sloshing. They can't handle strong women. We threaten their fragile egos. The doorbell rings. My heart leaps, hoping it's Jacob. Instead, his lawyer stands on the porch, 2 officers in uniform beside him. The paper in his hand gleams with finality. Mrs. Shaw, you were served notice yesterday. His voice is emotionless. Are you prepared to leave the premises? I slam the door in his face. The lock clicks uselessly. They have keys, a legal right. Court orders, male privilege wrapped in government paper. You can't come in, I scream as the door swings open. This is my home. The officer steps forward, faces blank. 1 male, 1 female. The male reaches for my arm. I jerk away, crashing into the side table. Our wedding photo shatters on the floor. Don't touch her! Amy launches forward, wineglass flying. Red liquid splashes across the officer's uniform. His partner grabs her wrists, cuffs clicking. Assaulting an officer, the female cop drones. You have the right to remain silent. This is ridiculous. I grab my phone, dialing Jacob's number again. Straight to voicemail. Jacob, please call them off. We can talk about this. The lawyer supervises as his officer escorts Amy to their car. She screams about police brutality, male oppression, and systemic misogyny. Her voice fades as the car door slams. Mrs. Shaw. The lawyer checks his watch. You have 15 minutes to collect essential items. The rest will be catalogued and stored pending divorce proceedings. My legs give way. I collapse onto the couch. The couch where Jacob and I spent countless movie nights. He's really doing this. 14 minutes. I stumble upstairs, dazed. What counts as essential? My jewelry box, the photo albums, the empty space in our closet where Jacob's clothes used to hang. The female officer follows, watching as I throw random items into a suitcase. My hands shake too much to zip it up. She does it for me. No sympathy in her movements. Time's up, the lawyer's voice carries from downstairs. The officer takes my arm, gentler than her partner but firm. Let's go, Mum. I dig my heels in at the doorway. You can't make me leave. Jacob's overreacting. This isn't fair. Ma'am, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Neighbours peek through curtains as I'm escorted to my car. Mrs. Henderson, who always brings us Christmas cookies. Mr. Patterson, who borrowed Jacob's lawnmower last week. They're all watching my humiliation. This is what men do, I think. Amy texts from the police station. They use the system to punish us, to control us, to break us. I slam my car into drive, my vision blurred with tears. Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? Jacob destroyed my life over one stupid mistake. My phone buzzes. It's Amy again. Come bail me out. We'll show them they can't beat us. Men always stick together, but so do we. The police station looms ahead. Amy waits inside, my sister in arms against male oppression. Together, we'll survive this betrayal. Together, we'll prove them wrong. I park in the visitor's lot, reapply my makeup in the mirror. They want to paint us as hysterical women. Fine, we'll show them hysteria. We'll show them what happens when men push too far. The booking officer eyes me as I approach his desk. Another man in uniform, drunk on power. I'm here to bail out Amy Crawford. She emerges from holding, mascara smeared but defiant. These men think they can break us, she whispers as we leave. But we're stronger together. I squeeze her hand, ignoring the voice in my head that whispers, this is her fault. Jacob's attorney, the officers, the judge who signed the order, all men conspiring against us, against me. Let's get drunk, Amy declares, and plot our revenge. I start the car, leaving my marriage behind in a cloud of exhaust and righteous anger. Men, they're all the same in the end.